Kia ora, good evening. In the news today, the Māori Party is being warned it may be throwing the baby out with the bathwater if it steps away from the coalition over asset sales. The Māori Party is threatening to withdraw its support for National if a treaty clause isn't extended to those state-owned enterprises marked for partial sale. But AUT history professor Paul Moon, speaking on New Zealand's Rima this morning, says it stands to lose more than National.
National potentially loses a coalition partner, but it still barely has the numbers to govern. On the other hand, if the Māori Party left over this, all its other policies, its social policies and so on, its language policies, would have almost no chance of going through the legislative process.
Three options are being considered by the government when it comes to recognising the Treaty of Waitangi in the partial sale of those state-owned energy companies. Finance Minister Bill English is outlining the treaty protection options that are on the table.
Transferring Section 9 is an option, not having a general clause is an option, and having a specific clause that sets out the obligations specific to those companies is an option.
The appointment of former ACT President and candidate Catherine Isaac to head a trial into charter schools is being described by the Greens as a sign of things to come. Green MP Catherine Delahunty says it shows the government's moving towards working with business rather than with the education sector when making decisions about education. Police are investigating the discovery of what's understood to be a Molotov cocktail at Wellington Civic Square. The park's in the former site of the Occupy protesters who were evicted yesterday. Protesters are continuing to occupy the site today, but without their tents. And Christchurch police are happy with crowd behaviour at the protest in their city today. 3,000 to 4,000 people turned up to protest against the Christchurch City Council in a vacant lot next to the civic offices. The crowd spilled out onto nearby roads, closing Hereford and Montreal streets for more than an hour. Overseas, tomorrow we'll see President Barack Obama host the annual National Prayer Breakfast in Washington, D.C. It's only one of the regular displays of faith that recent US presidents have engaged in. But some critics say the prayer breakfast is about hypocrisy. The Reverend Grayland Hagler, who's attended them in the past, says they're about politics, not prayer.
For me, it was a theologically cold event. And when I say a theologically cold event, it was the perfunctory engagement of prayer and not the substantial engagement of prayer that I would hope to see.
And staying in the United States, it looks like a solid win for Mitt Romney in the Florida primary. His defeat there of Newt Gingrich establishes the former Massachusetts governor as the clear frontrunner for the Republican presidential nomination. And that's all from me. Thanks very much indeed for watching. We'll see you again soon.